Hello, hello. Hi, guys. I am going to try this new Facebook Live format that showed up today. So give me a minute and let's see if this works. If it doesn't work, oh, yay, it's working. Okay, so we're talking about social media today. So what I would love to hear from you guys in the chat, I'm standing up today because I've got a board back here. I want to show you guys something about, how we can engage on social media more effectively with people. And this is going live. This is IGTV. This is for writing blogs. Hi, Lori. It's for anywhere that you want to show up. And so I hate to be looking down at you guys, but if you saw the way I've got this thing rigged so that you can see the board, which I'm going to have to adjust, you would understand. So let's start out. Hi, Sherry. Hi, guys. So in the chat, tell me about, give me an idea of on social media, where do you spend the most time? So we're going to talk a little bit about this because here's what I'm finding to be true, and what I used to find to be true for myself as well, is that we believe that we should be showing up on social media in a million different places, right? We say, oh, well, I want to be on Facebook. And then you're like, well, but I have my personal accounts on Instagram, so I want to go there. And then, oh, I love YouTube, the idea of having a YouTube channel, so I'll try that. Maybe IGTV. Wait a minute, what about Pinterest, right? So there's this misconception that the more places you are, the more clients you're going to get. And that's just not true. And so with that said, I want to just, give you some feedback about that. Is when our attention is focused in too many different places, our focus is really nowhere, right? So I know this because I used to do the same thing, and I always speak from experience. But to give you an idea, so when I first started doing social media for my business, it was, I was started to do as a health coach in 2008, 2009. I really didn't get into the online world of health coaching until probably 2013, something like that, where I was like, oh my God, there's this whole world out there that I haven't explored yet, right? And so I opened up an Instagram account. I opened up a couple of Facebook groups, Facebook pages. I went out and opened a Pinterest page, which I didn't even realize was still there until like 2 weeks ago. This is one of the reasons I'm telling you, I understand when you spread yourself too thin and you're in too many different places, you can actually forget what you have and where you've been. Okay, this is what has happened to me. LinkedIn accounts, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, Facebook, I had it all. And what I realized was that as I was trying to show up in all these different places, I was thinking in my mind that I had to do different things for all the different audiences and methods. Oh, see, now my thing, it just shut down on Facebook. This is the frustrating part about technology, is it just stopped streaming. So hold on a minute. I want to see why this stopped. I'm going to go out and do something just a second. This is a prime time for something to screw up on technology. So give me a minute and let me see if the old method of working in this works. So I'm going to tell you what I'm doing here. Hold on just a moment, you guys. So I'm in Zoom right now, which is where you guys are, right? You're in Zoom with me. And I'm streaming from Zoom. So for those of you who don't know, when you have a Zoom account, they allow for live streaming on Facebook and YouTube and things like that, right? So I signed up, so they offered me this opportunity to go live, and with Facebook's new platform. So hold on a minute, you guys. I'm sorry about this, but perfect opportunity, engagement, post. So what happened was, it said you could easily go back to the old way, which is what I'm used to because that's the place I've always gone live. Let's try this again. Try the new design, and it just kicked me out. So I'm going to restream into the Clarity group and see if this works this time. So this is what I'm telling you. Like, you can get in on social media and you can think you've got it all going on and you've got everything the way that it needs to be and you're showing up and all of that, and then something can happen. So then we get frustrated, right? And then we go, oh, well, that didn't work, so I'm going to go over here to Instagram. And that didn't work, so I'm going to go over here. So find the place that you want to live online in social media and spend time there, getting to know the platform, getting to know, what it is that is going to be supportive for what you're offering. Do you want to go live? Do you want to, have things private, unlisted? All of that stuff is important. So let's take a look and see if this worked. Okay. Let's see if I'm out there streaming live. And it looks like I am right now. Okay, perfect. So for those of you on Facebook right now who are watching this, I started a post with the new design for going live on Facebook, and it kicked me out. So sometimes the things that we learn and the things that we're familiar with are where we need to stay. Perfect example. So when I show you this formula today, if you're a student or a member of my mentorship group, you already know I've been talking about this formula. So what I would like for you guys to do is I would like you to try this formula on. Pick 2 places on social media that you want to live, right? Work on those areas to try and grow and learn everything you can about those platforms and see if it's a place that feels good to you. So I've gone, like I said, between different places. I've been in all these different areas. I always have come back to Facebook because it's easiest for me. And I'm streaming live with no problem within 30 seconds on Facebook. It may kick me out again, but if I didn't know Facebook Live and I didn't know how to navigate the social media world of Facebook, this could have been me like sitting here going, oh, darn it, now I've got to go out and post that again and all of those things, right? So the more you know, the better off you're going to be. So Instagram is my next place that I started to grow. I actually paid somebody to grow the audience, manage it, post for me and all of that. But I felt like I wanted to add a more personal approach to Instagram. So I started doing IGTV, started learning about what posts to do, and really had to spend a couple of days just playing with things that support the platform. So here's just an example, you guys. You don't just go into Instagram and post and then put a bunch of hashtags and hope you're gonna grow your audience, right? And I'm not an Instagram expert by any stretch. I'm not a social media expert by any stretch anywhere. But here's what happened. So I got into Instagram. I thought, oh, I'm gonna just go in. I'm gonna post on regularly, right? Show up. Then I learned, hired Claudia Petrelli, who I love. So if anybody wants to grow their Instagram account, she has a course for that. But I had Claudia come in and show me that when she was growing my Instagram account, I had to have this this additional app, and I've got my phone here because I was on with her. I'm like, are you kidding me? I have to have all of this? And she said, these are the things that I set up for you. Planoly, P-L-A-N-O-L-Y, is a platform that I added to my phone because you are allowed to put spaces in, you're allowed to add hashtags easier, your formatting is different, you can use emojis, all of that. You can't do that just by posting to Instagram. So I needed an additional app, Planoly, P-L-A-N-O-L-Y, which is what I don't even understand that name, but Plan. I added that to my phone, which then had to integrate into Instagram for my account there. And I have 3 accounts on Instagram. So I integrated into that account. And then I realized IGTV, when I wanted to go in and do an IGTV account, I had to add IGTV as an app on my phone as well. Then I learned that I had to do videos to bring into IGTV to then post to my Instagram account. So if you are thinking about living on social media for a place to show up and attract people, I'm telling you that it's not just as simple as posting and going on about your day. I also learned on Instagram, they don't like less than 15 hashtags. I'm like, oh, well, I can come up with 15 hashtags. Oh my gosh, no, I could not. I actually went in and realized how hard it is to find hashtags that actually spoke to the things that I was trying to share with people. Okay, so that was like a whole 4-hour day for me, not only sitting down with Claudia, but then installing the app, setting up the plans, creating the post, downloading from Canva into Instagram for this background. Oh my Lord, y'all. And I'm not like this tech savvy person that just hops in and gets it. I get it and I pick up on it, but it takes me time. It really takes me time to look at it. I have to do it, see it, see it, be taught it, and then do it for me to even get it. And maybe it is because I'm 49 years old. I don't know. Maybe I'm an old person here and I don't get it, but I'm telling you that it did take effort. So if you're just joining in or you're watching from the Clarity Group, let me know where you are on social media. And again, let me add this in. What are your pains about social media? Is it showing up? Is it the lives? Are those things scary for you? Is it not knowing what to post? Is it not knowing everything I just shared with you that I had to do to get even started to grow my Instagram on my own? There's so many pieces of it. And again, I'm going to show you guys a formula in just a moment. If you're a student or a member of my mentorship group, you guys have been taught this already, but it might help to kind of push it forward for you. So give me a moment while I'm going to go out and look at Facebook Live and just make sure that, yes, I'm still got audio and everything's going through. So the new design that they offered to me on Facebook that they said would be easy to go back to the old way kicked me out, right? So I'm not going to do that again until it's perfected. That's another thing I want to share with you guys. Hi, Heather. It's another thing I want to share with you guys, and I'm going to check chat in a moment, but that I want you to just take a deep breath about all of this, first and foremost, right? First and foremost, take a deep breath about it, because the minute you think you master something, something changes, just like it did a few minutes ago on Facebook. I've never seen that design thing pop up. So I want to say this. I'm the kind of person that if I'm going to have, for example, and this is a little extreme, but it'll give you an idea. If I'm about to go have surgery on something, I want one of the oldest people on staff to do it for me. Now, I don't want the 90-year-old that doesn't want to retire and can't see anything and has shaky hands, but I don't want the 35-year-old with an ego coming in and working on me either. I want that person that has spent time working out the kinks, knows the newest ways, or is not afraid to ask for support from the older people, but also wants to teach the younger people, right? So when something new comes my way, I never jump on it. I never grab the shiny object, never, because usually the kinks haven't been worked out, or there's some technology thing that's going to happen. And this goes for trainings too. I can't even tell you the amount of trainings that I'm seeing on Facebook right now for health coaches. Oh my gosh, y'all, it's blowing my mind. I've heard everything from, you no longer need to do webinars, make 6 figures without going live or showing up on social media. I've heard you don't even need to hire, you don't need to know copy. That was the most recent one. You don't need to know good copy to hire or to attract people. I have heard, gosh, what was the most recent one that I heard that blew my mind? I think I even wrote on there. I've heard it all now. I wrote that in the text today because it's just such BS. So you guys, don't grab the stuff that's coming at you that seems too good to be true, because there's always going to be something broken with it. I can almost guarantee it. Tried and true approaches are what we want. All right, so let me check in the chat, and then I'm going to walk through this training for you guys real quick. Okay. Hi, Lori and Sherry and Tracy. Some of your names show up all the way and some don't, but I see Becky. Yes, Facebook, a little bit of Instagram, but I hate Facebook. Don't be on Facebook if you hate Facebook, okay? Don't do that. But if you like Instagram, remember, you can take Instagram, connect it to Facebook, and repurpose your stuff into Facebook. So you don't even have to get on Facebook to be exposed in Facebook, okay? All right, hi all. Is this Leslie, I think is your name? Spent most time developing content and struggle where and when to post, right? I know, I'm with you. I'm with you. That's why we're doing this today. Pinterest, Becky says, it terrifies me. Huge time sucks. I don't play there. Figuring others won't go there because they don't want to get sucked in either. Okay, so I want to say something really quick. Pinterest is a fantastic way to grow your business. I, however, get sucked into, oh, I love that paint color. Oh, I love that bookshelf, the way they've designed that. That's so pretty. I love that outfit. I just can't go there, okay? I don't have ADHD or ADD. I've just got a really crazy mind that loves to learn, and I can get sucked into a million different directions. So I try not to go places that have too much for me for work to stimulate my brain outside, right? I try to stay away from that. So the other thing I want to say, others are going there, Becky. Others are going there. So just because you feel that way, just remember, don't think that everyone feels that way, okay? So if that's a place you like to go, go. But if it terrifies you, just don't waste your time, right? Yeah, I have resisted all Facebook pushes for money, and all my insight into information is organic, not paid, right? And that's the other thing I'm going to touch on as well. So social media is great for getting your name and business out, but it's very overwhelming, too many options. Okay, and then you guys are, I love that you guys are talking to each other here. I did my website first because I needed all that content set down somewhere. It isn't what Carmen recommends, but for my sanity, I needed to do my website first. No, here, let me be clear. It's not that I don't recommend having a website for a house for all your stuff. Absolutely, have a website. But what I train and talk about is, if you think that you need a set, 5, 6, 7 page website with all this beautiful branding and all of that to even get started, that's what I'm saying you don't need. But if you are developing an online presence and you need a place for your stuff to live and a place to drive people to, I absolutely recommend and suggest it. So here it is. Here's my disclaimer. I built this business, my health coaching business, from scratch with paper, writing out intake forms a long time ago, you guys. But here's the thing. growing and changing as technology has evolved and has created a better way and a bigger way for us to get out there hasn't always been a great thing. I have wasted 6 figures worth of money on many different things that turned out to either change or not be worth their salt. Okay. So what I'm trying to do here and what I'm trying to show you is that we need to get back to the basics with everything we're doing, not only with our clients, stop pushing diets and stop pushing cleanses and stuff on people who aren't even eating right. Okay. But also with our business, start getting back to the basics of business. Don't go to 7 different social media sites. Don't have a 9-page website if you don't have any money. Don't grab that signature program, our signature, what is it? Develop your own signature program if you don't even have your business foundation set. I'm trying to get you guys back to the first step, do this to protect yourself. Second step, do this to protect yourself, right? Legal always comes first. Always, always have your legal stuff set up first. The other thing is have your business set up first. And again, I promise I'm going to go over the formula, but here's the deal. You guys, and this is my analogy, and my analogies are always kind of stupid, but they work for me, so I hope they work for you. But all of the knowledge and all of the programs and all of the courses and all of the classes and all of the social media platforms and all of the cleanses and the done for you detoxes and the jumpstart programs or whatever they call them, the kickstart programs or whatever, all this stuff you guys are getting, gathering, and doing don't mean anything and won't get you anywhere if you don't have a solid business foundation set. And I always say this, it's like having a car with no gas, or it's like having gas with no car, right? It's very important to have those pieces in place first, so that when you do have all of that knowledge you're ready to put out to the world, it's safe, you're protected, it makes sense, you're not wasting your time, you've got an efficient business set up. You know, everyone is, and I'm guilty of this too, not so much anymore, really, in all honesty. I can easily put things to the side and say, that's not worth my time, or that's ridiculously priced, or whatever. You know, these coaching programs, someone put out there that, that you could spend, oh God, what was it? She said you could charge you could make $100,000 by offering coaching, and not even, what did it say, without going to groups or something like that. So she was actually saying you could make like $90,000 or $100,000 coaching people, which to me is bullshit. I mean, unless you're living in LA and you are living with people, right? It's just absurd. So anyway, I say get the business set up. I say do the minimum to do that in order to make sure you're protected and you're ready to have that vehicle to drive that knowledge forward, right? But don't waste any more time and don't waste any more money on things that aren't going to get you where you want to be. There's some savvy marketers out there, you guys. And here's the other thing. Let me give you a little tip. And I'll look again at comments in just a few minutes here. But here's the thing. When you see those ads that say 6 figures for entrepreneurs, coaches, and something, or you say, you don't need to do webinars anymore. Scratch those webinars, coaches, so and so and so and so. They aren't always saying health coaches. In fact, most of the time, the word health isn't in front, or wellness is not in front of the word coaches. So when you're looking at the marketing, they're marketing to more than likely those big type, the coaches like that would be like the Tony Robbins types of coaches that have the money or the time or the ability to invest and travel or invest and serve high dollar, high ticket demographic areas. Okay. So if you don't see the word health coach in front of it, don't even bother looking at it. Scroll right by it. It's a waste of your time. They're not marketing to you. They don't understand this industry. It's not the solution to the problems that you're having with your business. Another thing is that many people are telling you that it does say health coach in front of the marketing. That's because they didn't make it in health coaching. They're now leaning on their advertising and their marketing experience and their business experience from something totally unrelated from health coaching. So just be very careful about what you're spending your money and your time and your attention on, okay? All right, so let's look at the formula. Hold on a moment. Let me make sure, and I'm gonna have to move this back or forward. And I know the green is light, but hold on. I've got dogs on the floor right here too. Maybe I should move it back. I don't know. So I'm afraid that the board's gonna fall over, but I'll be really clear in my explanation of this, okay? All right. So this formula for engagement that I'm gonna share with you guys can be done and can be done for use for lives. It can be used for your blogs. It can be used for your vlogs. It can be used for IGTV. It can be used for free talks in the community. It can be used for online meetings like this one right here. If you just want to hold a meeting and say, hey guys, come have coffee with me. I'm going to talk about this topic, and I'm going to go through it in a minute. And you can learn whatever. You're gathering emails, you're getting people to register, and you're able to provide some value without giving them the solution. So we're going to walk through it. I hope I don't trip myself on my cord or step on my dog. So, all right, as always, organic Carmen conversation here where anything can happen. A dog can bark, a kid can scream. All right, so let's get started. So can you see this okay enough, right? So you see the word, can you see the word formula for engagement? Can you guys tell me that you can see that okay? I think it's showing up clearly, and I've done a training like this before where it did. No, you cannot see it. You can't see the board at all. Like, you can't see the words, or what can't you see? Now, just keep in mind, so it's clear on my end. Yes, it's visible. Okay, tilted too far back. Well, I can't fix that because the thing doesn't. Tilted too far back. I'm going to walk through it. I'm going to explain it to you. So just bear with me, but my black marker died right before this, okay? So I've only got these colors and my light is shining in. It's not ideal, but this is literally at 12:26. I was like, oh my gosh, I could pull in the formula and share this with those guys, okay? So bear with me. I think I can probably teach better over here. Okay, so the formula for engagement, and again, it's anywhere you want to show up. First, you need to identify the problem. So there's a million different health problems out there, right? There's a million problems. I like to use the topics that we're most familiar with: fatigue, stress, all of those things. Let's stick with fatigue for now. I'm sorry, I got to get a drink here. All right, so the problem, you know what? I got to go over here. Fatigue. And just, you can go back and watch this again. It's in the clarity group, and it's going to go out the replay. So the problem is fatigue. We're identifying the problem that most people have, right? We've got people out there that are eating poorly, they're not exercising, their hormones are all screwed up. So we identify the problem as fatigue. I'm going to use the idea of going live in Facebook to give the example of how to use this, okay? So you announce to people on Monday at 12 o'clock, I'm going to go live and I'm going to talk about the topic of fatigue. So the problem is out there for your audience. Now, you can also, again, when you're writing, this all comes out at one time, but when you're going live, you want to generate more interest in where you're going to be, IGTV, Facebook, whatever it may be. So the problem is fatigue. So people know that when I show up on Monday at 12 o'clock, they're going to hear me talking about the problem of fatigue, okay? Now let's pretend that we're there. This is Facebook Live. We're talking about the problem of fatigue. I have people popping in live and they're watching what we're doing here. And I'm going on and I'm talking about what is fatigue. Here's the thing I want to warn you about, and I know you guys are familiar with this because I know coaches do this all the time, is they get into explaining and giving away too much information and solutions throughout their lives or their blog or their writing or whatever it is they're doing, or their live talk out in the community. But what we want to do is we want to explain what fatigue is. The problem people have, we know, is fatigue. So what is fatigue? Fatigue is when you're feeling, bone tired and you can't get through your day, or however you guys want to explain it. Or when you hit a crash before noon, you're just explaining what fatigue is. That's all you're doing. You're relating to them. All right. Then we talk about the pain points that come with fatigue. What comes with that? It's not the same as fatigue. Okay. It's the pain points that come when you're tired. No energy. And again, I'm just writing these out just for teaching purposes here. Irritable. Let's see here. Low productivity at work or something like that. Productivity, okay? Pain points. Okay, pain points. So when you're speaking to these, you got to remember that you're talking to people about what they're feeling. This is getting them to know you. The live and the blogs is for what they're getting to know you with, but they're getting to like you because you're delivering information in a way that they understand. They're like, oh my gosh, yes, that's how I feel, or yes, that's what I've been through, or something like that, right? So problem, fatigue, pain points, no energy, irritable, low productivity. And I'm talking, we've already covered these things in less than 2 to 3 minutes, okay? If you're going live, you're already 2 to 3 minutes into your live. You don't spend 30 minutes about fatigue. You don't spend 20 minutes, relating to people's pain points. You move into experience, and this is about your experience, okay? And it doesn't have to be you having gone through it. Like, let's just say if you're talking about type 2 diabetes, you don't have to have type 2 diabetes to share experience. What you can share is the experience you've had with a friend, a family, another client, where you're saying, so let me tell you a little story about my experience with fatigue. And this is the one I always share with everyone, and it's true, where I literally fell asleep walking through Target, and I felt my head hit the handle. That's how tired I was. And my kid was like, "Mommy, oh my God, are you sleeping?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm sleeping. Oh my God, I'm sleeping," as I'm walking. Okay. So I share that story with people when I tell them I understand fatigue to an extent that you can't imagine, because I've been through this back when my child was little. So I share my experience. I don't go too much into it. It's just, to let them know that I can relate to them, and they can know that they'll start to like me more if they know that I'm more like them. Okay. Yeah, and I see the windows giving a glare on the solution, but that's okay, because I'm going to talk through it. Potential or possibility, whichever word works best for you. Okay, so what would life be like without the problem of fatigue, without the pain points of energy? Why I can trust you is because so what are the possibilities? What's the potential? Oh shit, sorry. More energy. I'm saying sorry to my dog that I just hit with my board. More energy, happier, right? I mean, come on. Who would we be without it? We would be a lot different, right? And our people would be too. So if we let them know that the possibilities and the potential for them having a happier, better life are there. They're there. We know that it can happen. They know that we understand because we shared our experience. They know that we understand their pain points. We've spoken to those. We're still talking about the problem of fatigue. Okay. What's the action step? Because we never want to lure people in and make them feel, as if we are just trying to get money for them and drive them to a pitch or a sale. That's not what we want. If that's how you are doing your business, you got it backwards. So let's not do that, okay? So what is the action step? So this is the point. This is the part right here, this action step. This is what gets people hung up. This is what has you guys giving too much away. This is what stops the resulting conversion into a paying client. The action step that most coaches are giving away is too much information, is giving too many solutions to people before they even begin to think about being your client. So an action step needs to be small, right? Something small and doable that may move the needle a little bit for them. So what I might say here is, all right, you guys, so again, I was using the Facebook Live. I've talked about the problem, the pain points, the experience, what life could be like. At this point, with the action step, I then say to them, okay, so I know you guys wanted to show up, and I hope you've learned a lot about fatigue. I hope that I've shown you that, all of these pain points don't have to be, that I understand where you are, and that, their possibility to feel better and have a happier life is there. So I'm going to give you a little action step to do today that might even help you sleep better tonight. So I suggest, and then it might be something like, kick the cat out of the room, because cats are nocturnal and they keep you up. It might be asking your spouse just to spend one night in another room if the snoring is keeping you awake. It might be sitting down with your husband or your wife and saying, we need to move the TV out. One little step, you guys. Okay. Because that gives them the knowledge that, there is something I can do right now that might make things better. But this person knows what I'm going through and what she's talking about, right? That leads to the solution. So the solution is you. You are the solution. You, the coach, are the solution to this problem. Okay, so you're like, but how am I the solution if I'm only giving them this, right? How can I be seen that way? This is the part where you start to talk about, if this was helpful for you guys, if you got something from this, if you're really dealing with some serious fatigue, please feel free to message me for to schedule a free consultation. Or you can even say, click the link below, right? And now if this is a blog or anything else, and you guys ask questions if you got them. If this is a blog, you would then say, click the link below the blog to contact me for information, or share your scheduling link, or whatever it is your method of contact is. You would say, email me directly for more information about how to get on a free consultation to see if we're a good fit, or how I can help you, or whatever your language is. Okay. Or you can also say, if you found this interesting and you're ready to take charge of the fatigue that you're dealing with today, I've got a 4-week program coming up on the ABCs on how to get more C's of insomnia, right? We're going to deep dive into all of the things that I talked to you guys about today. And I'm going to give you so many action steps to get you sleeping better that you are going to be unbelievably grateful at the end, because you're going to be sleeping, you're going to be resting, you're going to tell everybody else that how much sleep you're getting, blah, 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 whatever your language sounds like. So repeating: problem, pain point, experience, potential or possibility, action step, and solution. Stop giving this away, right? Stop giving all of your stuff away right here, you guys, because when you are giving too much information, they are now seeing the solution here. They don't see you as the solution. They see your live events or your blog as the solution, and those are free, okay? So now let's talk about how we can do this in a blog. You write the blog, the problem is fatigue. You talk about the pain points, fatigue. You say a little bit about your own experience. You talk about what life could be like for them, give them a little tip and an action step, ask them to click the link below and make contact or schedule an appointment with you. What does this look like on IGTV? Keep your IGTVs under 10 minutes, more than likely, if you can. You could do a post like this in less than 5 minutes. You do the exact same thing. Okay, so how do we, hold on a moment. Dropping, is this making sense? You guys are like radio silent. I'm just making sure. Okay, so then what we can do here, let me just, hold on, let me scratch it up. Here, what else we can do is we can talk about weight gain, right? We can talk about hormone changes. And remember, these are blanket topics, you guys. We can talk about stress. Stress is one of my favorite things to do, to talk about, because everyone thinks that you're going to like tell them to reduce it or management. And I'm like, no, I'm going to tell you how to look at it differently so that the things in your life don't feel so unmanageable. That's what we're going to do. So I step outside the box. Any talk can be done on this. Any problem that we see, anything. I mean, just name a problem and I can teach you the formula to that, okay? But the thing to remember here, you guys, is that we want to stop the people from getting into our brains and picking everything out of it for free before they see us as the solution, okay? That is where all the mistakes are being made when it comes to converting someone from a potential client into a paid client. If they feel, what is that old saying? Why would you buy the cow if you can get the milk for free? Is that right? Is that how that goes? Okay, so think of it like that. You guys, and this is such a terrible analogy or terrible thing to say, but you guys are the cow. Okay, you're the cow. They want to, they're going to want the whole shebang, just because you've got all of this information in front of you. This is the little bitty milk right here, the little action step. But this is what we want them to do. We want them to see us as the solution. They need to see you and your programs and your classes and your courses and your ebooks and your one-on-ones and everything else that you're offering as the solution, okay? Just taking the cat out of the room is not going to solve all the problems. Maybe it will. 1 or 2 people, if they're lucky, are going to sleep perfect without that cat. Maybe moving the husband into another room helps for a night or 2 and then the husband comes back. That's not solving the problem, is it? Right? There's so many pieces, as we know this, to accomplishing better sleep and to moving past fatigue and all of that. There's so many things that go into that. I mean, hormones, insulin resistance, glycogen, and cortisol spikes in the middle of the night, and melatonin and cortisol competing with each other. And oh my gosh, like I could go on for days, and so could you guys, because you're all smart enough to do this on your own. But the point is that what's stopping you guys from making those clients, turning them into potential either enrollees in your group programs or your classes or one-on-one clients, is that they don't feel like they need any more because they feel like they've gotten the solutions from you. Okay, so that's the formula for everything when it comes to anywhere you show up. And if you follow this, I'm going to move in front of this here. If you follow this, then you're going to, and yes, it's going to take some time for you guys to develop that confidence that you don't have to keep on giving more and going with it, right? Remember that when you go live, when you do blogs and all of that stuff, giving a lot of your great information and the value that you want to deliver to show them that you are able to help them and you're credible and all that is important. But giving the solutions to these problems makes no sense. It just doesn't, because that doesn't turn into a client, a paid client. it's like, and again, me and my analogies, they're not very good, but sometimes, you know, I can come up with some decent ones. But, you know, it's just like if you were to go into go into a free talk somewhere about juicing, and someone telling you all the benefits of juicing at a juice bar, and you go in and they're all talking about kale and spinach and apples and all the stuff that you should be doing and getting, and then they hand it to you. And then they tell you, they go, here's your free 16-ounce juice. And I just made it with all the things I taught you about. That's not going to give that juice bar any business. That's going to be you going, this is awesome. I'm going to tell everyone they can come down here for free. And you're going to leave. Thanks so much for the free juice and the talk, right? But then the juice bar stands there going, what the heck just happened here? We brought this person in to do a talk about how important juicing is, and they gave it all away. It didn't turn into any clients for us. Well, that's the same thing that's happening with coaches. Okay. All right. Does anybody have any questions about this while I get a drink of water? And I'm going to go out and look on Facebook and see who's out there. Hi, Yogita. Hi. Hi, Kelly. Awesome. You're taking notes. Good. Okay. You think it's okay? I can see. Fantastic. So I'm getting feedback on Facebook that all was well with the presentation. So I'm super glad that I went back to their old formula or their old format or whatever design they were trying to throw my way, which sucked and kicked me out. Okay. So let me just go back and make sure I haven't missed any conversations. Okay, hold on. Yes. Oh, yay. I set up my business first. Yay, Leslie. Good. And I signed up for a non-health coaching one as well as a health coaching one. Health coaching one what? A non-health coaching what? I don't know. That was like 10 minutes ago, so I don't remember. So little platform, so little time. But the thing is that so little platform, so many platforms, so little time should tell you that you should pick the ones that resonate for you and stay there. And then if you don't get what you need out of it, and you've really honestly put the effort into learn the platform, into learning how to do it and show up, and it's not working for you, then you find another one to go to, okay? Don't go in, get frustrated, and go find another one, and go in and get frustrated, and go into another one, and go in and get frustrated. That's what I did, and it got me nowhere. So find it, just two, start with one if you want, but really, dedicate yourself to learning those pieces, learning the back doors of these things, learning that Planoly and IGTV are two ways that you're going to maximize your Instagram, account or whatever. And you guys follow me on there if you're not yet. I've got a basics business series on there, functional health coaching. So Instagram functional health coaching, but just, and literally, like, I can show you, this is what I did. So I'm so bad at the backwards stuff. I have literally fixed the wrong side of my hair 60 times before. Like, oh my gosh, it's a mirror, Carmen. Okay. So Planoly, IGTV, and Canva were the three, and Boomerang were the four things that I installed when I decided to make Instagram the place I wanted to learn about, secondary to Facebook. So once I committed to that, I signed up with the accounts, I played with them. I'm still learning them, but I learned enough to be able to move myself forward, okay? So you gotta spend time on this stuff, you have to. You can't just expect clients to come just because you say I'm a health coach, and that's happening too, unfortunately. All right, let's see here. Okay, I like what you're saying. It's hard not to give a lot of information. Well, it's actually harder to give more information if we're being honest. What stops you from, so when you say it's hard not to give too much information, that comes from a place of lack and fear and confidence, confidence issues most of the time. That's what I found when I work with coaches, is they just keep giving and giving and giving and talking and talking and talking because they're afraid that people aren't going to want to hire them. They're afraid that people aren't going to believe that they know what they're doing. They're afraid that no one's going to see them as this is a viable business. And then the fear that people aren't going to take you seriously, the fear that they're going to think that you don't know what you're talking about. It's all that way. And so people get diarrhea of the mouth and they just keep talking, right? And yeah, and I see that you're saying, I think it comes from being a nurse. Well, perhaps, but as a nurse, you had a lot more freedom because you had medical malpractice insurance and all that kind of stuff. So when you're out there trying to share information with people on the so-called, we can't use this word in our businesses, but preventative side of things, it's very different from the reactive side of things. We have to be very careful, protect ourselves, make sure that we're safe with our delivery of language, not showing up as the nurse or anything else that we are not in this space. And remembering, and above all else, besides the safety aspect that I teach, that you belong in this space outside of the hobby aspect of health coaching, because that's what a lot of health coaches are. They're just hobbyists. You belong here because you have a gift or you've been given something inside of you that wants you to be helping people, and that deserves payment, for you to receive payment for what you do, just like it does any other trade or skill that's happening out in the world today. Okay, so many times people feel fearful, and I'll answer the question on here in a moment, but they feel fearful about asking for money because they think it's going to result in someone not signing up with them. So then they just start to give more information, or they've got family that's like, oh, this is just a hobby. So then they try to prove themselves. Okay. So the confidence is the lack of confidence underlies a lot of different things that are going on here. Lack of confidence to go live, lack of thinking that you have the knowledge to speak about a topic that you feel passionately about, fear of people asking you questions and you not having the answers, all that stuff, you guys, all that stuff drives coaches to believe that they're not ready to do these kinds of things. So I like what you're saying, but this is, yeah, I'm sorry, I already covered that. Okay, love this. Thank you, Carmen. Put a whiteboard on my Amazon wish list. You know what? I would even go out to Office Depot. I think I got this one at Target, Office Depot, or Hobby Lobby for like less than 20 bucks. So I wouldn't even wait. I'd just go get it so that you can start talking about this. Use your whiteboards. Get some black markers as backups. I have all of these colors and I don't know why a person needs 3 red dry erase markers. But if you have a kid, I bet you, I can almost guarantee that you've got a kid that has dry erase markers up the gazoo, because we've bought so many for teachers over the years. Anyway, you can use a board to teach people this stuff. You guys, you can say, I understand your problem is that you think that your cholesterol is too high. I understand the pain points that go with that. Fear of eating the wrong thing, worried about having a heart attack, blah, blah, blah. My mom or dad or whoever, grandma, grandpa, myself, had high cholesterol. And then I learned that high cholesterol is actually protective as we age. What would your life be like if you didn't worry about cholesterol? Oh my gosh, you could eat avocados and fats and blah, 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 blah. What's the action step? You know what? I encourage you to go out and do the most up-to-date reading on this. And then you maybe you post an article in the comments for them to learn about it, right? But if you want to know more about why it's important to have, healthy cholesterol and how it affects your sex hormones, I'm teaching a class on hormone health and cholesterol, blah, blah, blah. See, anything can be made into a topic. Having a whiteboard can be really helpful, giving people a visual, etc. Yeah. Okay. IGTV, Planoly, yep, Boomerang and Canva were the other 2. And I'm going to give you a tip here too. Hold on a second. I'm going to show this to you guys. Is this it? No, hold on. So I wish I could like make this bigger. I'm not going to share my screen or anything on here. Oh, you know what? I can, because I'm on Zoom. I'm a little slow today. Hold on a minute. I want to show you guys something. And while that's loading, I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay. So hold on a second. You're cute. You're so cute. Thanks, Becky. I don't feel cute today. I don't think I've even really combed my hair. Oh, you probably saw the nest in the back. Anywho, this is just for you guys anyway. I'm not worried about all that stuff. Let's see. Share the screen. Yay, here we go. Okay. I love when I succeed at something like this. This is Planoly, okay? Planoly. Reminds me of granola. Anyway, so this is installed on my phone, as I showed you guys. Hold, please. So here it is on my phone. There's the program on my phone. You're seeing on my phone and you're seeing on the screen, right? And can you guys tell me that you can see my screen? Can someone just chat me that you can see it? That would be great. And I'll tell you, Allison, I'll tell you the last 2 bullet points in a minute. You can see it. Thank you, Leslie. I'll go back to that in just a second. Thank you, guys. Okay, so installing this on my phone. So if I'm like literally sitting in a waiting room or I'm sitting in my chair, I'm working on Instagram in the morning and I don't want to get my computer out or I'm updating it, I can load my Canva branding on here, why do I keep doing that? Right here, see my little cursor? This is my branding colors. This is my brand. And then it syncs to my Mac, to my computer through the app. And then then these views right here, unscheduled, right? These are already out there. So those have been pushed out to Instagram and then they show up. Hold on a moment. I'm gonna show you. And this has been absolutely so helpful for me too, because, I've got too many accounts open. Because it's easier to do everything in Planoly than it is on Instagram. Okay, hold on a minute. And I'm gonna open it up and show you guys what it looks like. And I could do it on my computer, but I'm afraid I'm gonna mess that up. So here's my Instagram account, and here are the posts, see? So they're the same on here as they are in here. And you're able to do tagging and all of that stuff so much easier. So I haven't really even dove into scheduling and doing all that kind of stuff yet, because I've only been doing this for a couple of weeks to grow the Instagram and show up more authentically in there, as opposed to having someone else grow it for me. But she did a fantastic job, but I think I just needed to put myself in there, you know what I mean? But okay, so let me touch back real quick. The last 2 bullet points were action, step, and solution. So Allison, I think maybe you joined a few minutes into the process and presentation where I was talking about the formula. It's for engaging on social media anywhere, in your blogs, in your vlogs, on your lives, Instagram, TV, Pinterest, whatever it may be. But it is a place. So the formula are the words on the left-hand side, and then all of the things that go with it are what you guys choose to talk about, or choose to share, or choose to educate people about. So if you want to give me a topic, I'm happy to do the formula with that. If anybody wants me to do a topic, please don't make it something complicated, because I like to keep things simple. But other than that, I want to know, was this helpful for you guys? Because I think one of the other things that's going on is that people are afraid to show up. They say they don't know what to talk about. I'm going to rewrite that. They don't know what to talk about, and they don't know what to say. And then they get on and they start just la 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 la, talking about things that lose people, right? And we don't want to do that. We don't want to lose people. We want to keep them there listening to us, because we are the solution. This is the other problem. And I just got to say, coach, you and programs, right? All of the things that you guys offer and what you're trying to do and show people is the solution. But instead, I'm so sorry, but the window, I have these sheer curtains, which I'm starting to wonder if that was a great idea, because my dog barks at everything, and this is a crappy angle. Sorry, guys. But anyway, I'm voicing through all of it. Yeah. So that's the process, right? When you complicate things for everyone else out there, like if you feel like it's complicated, then can you imagine what other people feel like learning from you? Okay. Yeah. Hey, Leslie, I do mentoring. If you want coaching, let me know. CarmenHunterHealth@gmail.com. I don't believe in dragging out a bunch of relationships and giving you complicated things. I like to see your blind spots. Where do you need help? How can I move you in that direction and then set you free? Okay. Everybody needs to be out working, you guys. Let's see. You're giving away too much information in my free talks. They did not need me, and you needed the reminder. Okay, Heather, I know we've talked about this before, and gosh, and if anyone on here doesn't know Heather, she's so smart. Oh my gosh, just the amount of knowledge that she shares in groups and that I read about, and all that. Heather, your brain is just huge, and you've got a lot of knowledge, information, and experience. So let's hoard that a little bit, right? So bring it in a little bit, hold on to some of that knowledge, and pique the interest of people, and get them to understand that you're valuable, not only for what you're sharing with them here, but you're valuable for this solution right here. Well, yeah, right here. That's going to be like, boom, right? That's what we share, that's what we hold on to all that fantastic information for. So, and I'll just use this as myself as an example in the business sense, you guys. I learned all of this the hard way. Back in 2013, when I started teaching coaches and mentoring them, it was like I can't even tell you. This is why the Institute exists. This is why I do what I do, is because I was just a health coach at the time, with a successful business, and people were coming out of the same school I was at were wondering, how did you build a business before you even got your certification? And I'm like, this certification didn't do anything for me. Let me just say that. It was a waste of time, but it gave me all of these wonderful people to collaborate with and speak with and get to know. And I found my people, like my health coaches, right? When I opened up the Clarity group, Health Coach Clarity, if you're not in there, please come in. And for those of you who are watching from there, thanks for being here. I opened that group because health coaches were being censored in every aspect. They couldn't ask for help for business because these schools, and this particular school in general, wanted them to pay for it. They couldn't say, hey, where did you learn that? I would get deleted if I said, they would take my post off. If I said, oh my gosh, this is so simple, you can go here. And then they would share a link of their own so that coach would have to pay for it. and which to me felt just gross across the board. They then kicked me out of two groups, the alumni group and the original student group, because I kept saying, why are you guys not sharing this information? Coaches are graduating and they're not working. So I said, F every one of you in this area, and let me find a place to support coaches. So I opened the Clarity group. And I think within the first couple of days, we had over 1,500 people. That is how desperate coaches were for real knowledge about how to do this, because it was told to them, you've got a certification now, you're going to be busy and you're going to have all these clients coming your way. But that's not the truth. You have to figure it out. You've got to have an easy way to share information. But underneath all of that, the first thing you have to know is that you have to value that information that you have. And just remember this, you guys, your experience, the study, the time you've spent to study. I mean, look at this cabinet. You see all of those books? That's not even all of my books, not even remotely close to probably an 18th of the things that I've read. That counts as an investment that I have spent to learn about health and business and conditions and problems. That's money spent. That's time spent. Your time and experience and knowledge that you have is just as valuable as mine, is just as valuable as that 4-year degree that someone got. You know, that it's just as valuable as maybe the 8 years that a doctor went to school. It's a different kind of value, but it's just as valuable. And you invested in yourself, and you invested financially, emotionally, physically, all of those things to learn what you know. So you don't see doctors out there unless they've got busy practices or they're out there doing mission trips and stuff like that. You don't get to walk in and get help at a local doctor's office. You don't get to walk in and just be given a smoothie at the local smoothie bar. So I want you to, I challenge you, I hate that word so much, but I got to use it, to see yourselves as just as valuable as the people that serve you every day. You are the solution to people's health problems, just like the local car oil change place is the solution to your oil problem. Just like, you know, the gluten-free bakery that's giving you a cake for your son is the solution for you not having to cook it for yourself. You guys, it's one of the biggest problems in this industry is not taking yourself seriously and seeing yourself for the value that you deliver and that you have to offer. Okay. So another thing is this is, you know, people tell me all the time, they're like, yeah, but you're confident and you're assertive, and I haven't always been this way. Now I've always been a go-getter. And since a child, I've always been a go-getter. I've rarely had a lot of fears of showing up for what I truly believe in my life, but I've had to overcome a lot of things. Fear of not being good enough, you know, fear of rejection, fear of public speaking, technology, all of the same stuff that you guys are going through. We just have varying degrees of what feels hard for some of us. So once I decided that I wasn't going to care about what other people really thought about what I was doing, as long as I followed an ethical practice and I delivered value and I showed up like I wanted to show up, and I was able to help people and make an impact, I said, you know, I don't care what people say about the way that I'm doing these things. I was legal, I was helping people, ethical, all of that. So I'm telling you that I want you guys to figure out what it is that's making you feel like you are not worthy of receiving money, like you are not worthy of receiving the abundance of clients that need to come your way. Establish a formula and a method of delivering the formula, whether it's in writing, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on, Facebook Lives, whether you're out in your community doing talks. And Heather, we can flush this out tomorrow during our student call. But I can tell you this, that I opened the Institute for Functional Health Coaching, the Health Coach Mentorship and Mastery Group. Those are my two main programs that support coaches, because I had all of those years of knowledge and experience, and I was not being even a good steward of my own time by individually answering coaches and giving things away for free. So I created those programs to support the efforts and the knowledge and experience that I've spent to do so. You're no different. It's no different just because this is a different kind of business. Coaching is the same. Okay. Yeah. You like the analogies. Good. They're not always good ones, but I'm on the fly here. I don't have a script, and I don't run by scripts. Those are too difficult for me. So anyway, all right. Does anybody else need support on anything? We've got about 5 more minutes. So happy to answer questions of any kind. And Heather, what I think might be a good idea, if you can make the call for class tomorrow, and reminding you that it's at 3:30 Eastern instead of 12:30, as my son has a dentist appointment. Then let's take one of your topics, or let's take one of your challenges. Let's bring it into the student call, and let's use that as a teaching moment for the other students as well, because I know that people feel the same way that you do, that we get up there and we're just like fire hosing people with information, and they're like, oh, thank you so much for all the information. And then they're like, oh, she was great, but I got all this for free. And next week she's talking here, so I'm going to go there too, right? We want to stop that. We want you to take a deep breath, and we want you to relax around the business that you deserve to be paid for. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to check Facebook in a moment, but your attitude and passion are what is cute, huh? Oh, well, of course. And Becky, listen, if you are if anybody is ever in the Chattanooga area, I have moved here. I used to live near Nashville, which suffered significant tornadoes last night. Spent the morning checking in with all of my people up there. But I live in Chattanooga. So even if you've never been in a mentorship group with me, or you're not a student, I don't care. I want to meet with you. I love when someone will send me a message. I'm coming through Chattanooga. Would you like to have coffee? And if I can do it, I love to do that. I think it's important that we make these connections in person. So Becky or anybody else, if you're ever through Chattanooga, let me know. Send me a PM on Facebook, and I do scroll them about once a week. I get hundreds of messages, so I scroll through and see if anything in there is a personal message. So absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Let me see if there's anything. Hi, Honor. Wait a minute. Is it okay to text people for a cleanse promo? Okay. So that's a good question. I'm seeing all the questions. Okay. I hate it when Facebook filters my comments. It makes me so irritable. Okay. So here's my thing. When it comes to, an experience I'm going to give you is I got a text the other day from something I never signed up with. And it was like, send stop to stop these messages from coming in. I have no idea. I didn't sign up for anything that would bring this to me. I don't know who this was. And so I put stop and sent it, right? But if that happened to me repeatedly, which is going to start happening, you guys, if you haven't signed up for something and you're getting messages, don't be surprised, because people are doing that. I think that's an infiltration of privacy, and I wouldn't do that. I just wouldn't. Now, if you opt in through a mini chat or a bot or a website chat site or something like that, then yeah, absolutely, they should expect to get a text from you, because that's what they're signing up for. Otherwise, I would go live. I would go live wherever you are, or I would put a post with great impact, and then I would ask people to share it. Just popping into people's direct message or popping in to a text or an email, it feels kind of yucky to me if I haven't signed up to receive something. So I don't know. I guess I'm going to say to go with your gut on that, but bombarding people with that kind of stuff, no. But show up and say, hey, opt in here to learn more. Get them in a place where they know that they're asking for what you're offering, so it doesn't feel intrusive, and you can get that trust factor to even grow even more. Okay. Yeah. All right. How far is that from Nashville? Chattanooga is 2 hours and 40 minutes from Nashville. I used to live in Clarksville, which was 40 minutes from Nashville, but I was there like several days a week. So Nashville's kind of like my old hometown too. Thank you so much, Carmen. You're welcome. Thank you as always for your time to share today. You're welcome, Tracy. Hope to see you tomorrow in class. Thanks for joining, you guys. Thanks for joining live on Facebook and in this room. And as always, please come again. I'm going to have these coffee and conversations. We're testing it, seeing what people think of it. But we're also moving into a masterclass platform, which is, trust me when I tell you, it's like even 10 times more than what I'm doing right now. So look out for that. Keep your eyes open for that as well. Oh, yes. Allison, you're welcome. Absolutely. I'm passionate about it because I feel like we got to show up as we are. And the people that are marketing to health coaches today typically have never even had a health coaching business, and it's irritating. So I'm out here to change that. Okay. Have a good day, you guys. And as always, check us out at the instituteforfunctionalhealthcoaching.com. And if you want to hire me individually, carmenhunterhealth@gmail.com. I work by the month. I fast forward everything. No contracts necessary. Have a great, fantastic day.